Hello, let me walk you over through this very simple data entry form for World Hypertension Active Action Group. So this is a very simple data entry form. This is based on the data entry form recommended by the World Hypertension League. So I've only covered the required fields, the required part, and they also have an optional part. I've left it alone. So these are the questions that they ask to determine certain measurements. So these measurements are in these tables. This is the core factors that are actually required, which have things like mean blood pressure, gender of mean blood pressure, systolic, mean diastolic, age groups, men, women, gender, and also the prevalence, awareness, treatment, and control. So these are all of these indicators defined, and based on this they have recommended this form. So what I've done is I have created this simple HTML5 jQuery form for data collection. So what it does is, let me just give you an overview. Okay, so this is the data collection that helps collect data offline as well, because in the underdeveloped countries the internet is not highly available, and solution on the web might not be so practical in those areas. So the thing is that this form will store all of these entries locally offline, and then if we have when we have internet available, we can then upload it to the server endpoint, which would store it in a database. So what will happen is the space system would create multiple data collection hubs. Each hub will have this server endpoint and database, along with other forms online and upload facilities and information. But this data entry form can be saved locally, and from this locally stored data entry form would work with a browser and store all of the records offline, and whenever the internet is available, you can upload these to the server endpoint. So let me just walk you around the application, keeping this in mind. Okay, so this is the entry form. You can see this is a form, a simple form. It has these action buttons. Let me get back to the later on. So let's just give it a try. So this is tooltips are available for guiding what to do. It's okay, what is cuff size and everything. So averages are, so whatever this is as suggested by the World Hypertension League. So let's just fill in the form. X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Okay, 1031, age 34, gender male. Okay, let's consider they have prevailing problem and they are under medication. And the first reading is 140 by 90. Let's say 142 by 91, 143 by 92. Okay, so the averages are calculated automatically, and based on the calculation, it highlights what is the stage of the hypertension, and also it modifies this advice automatically. So for let's say if we give readings a bit higher, let's say 161, 101, 165, 103, 163, 104, let's say. Okay, so you can see stage 2 hypertension patient required to see emergency services immediately. His advices get to a doctor immediately, and if it is extremely high, 185, 13, 186, 112, so it suggests it's a crisis. Patient is required to see emergency services immediately. So it does guide the data entry people a bit, and let's just say it's medium, left arm. Okay, let's keep, and let's say that he also have a fever. So this is locally saved, this is not uploaded yet. So let's see, we also have a grid that can show you whatever is stored in the local storage. As you can see that we just saw that the data entry form saved all of the information offline. So this form has stored this information offline. So this grid simply shows whatever what are the records that are stored locally. So let's see, we have some just sample data that have been entering just to test. Next, and you can see then here is the data that I just entered. Okay, it has some basic search facility, for example XYZ search. Yeah, okay, so it returns only the result for someone who has XYZ in their name. Okay, so let's just search. Okay, let's clear the filters and search anyone with medium. So these are all the, so it has some basic also we can filter by gender, so it has some basic functions to view the data. Also we can okay, let's just clear it. If we want if there's a mistake and we don't want to update it, we can delete it as well from local storage, not from the upgrade, and you will see that it has okay, it has reduced a bit. Okay, let's delete this one as well. Okay, so it has 2 pages now. Okay, so we can we have seen the form, we have seen the grid. Okay, now we can download as a CSV file. So what it does is it exports all these data and puts it in a CSV file, Excel file that you can email or use upload later or by any other means. So you can also store the Excel file out of this locally, and you can also upload this data, uploaded rows 16, inserted 0 errors, to the server endpoint. As you can see that we have this server endpoint. So what it does is you can either store single entries offline, you can see these storage entries in a grid, you can export these records in a CSV file, you can upload these records to a server endpoint, and it would store into a database. There's also another feature that it also can be configured with multiple usernames, multiple data collection point IDs, and multiple data center endpoints. So that is completely decoupled. So if we connected with another endpoint, then it would save to that endpoint. So what this makes possible is that we can have multiple hubs, and these the entry form can be saved at any point and can connect to any other hub. So that's basically it. So we have a form, the grid, the settings page that we can connect to any other, the username, and the collection point hub may have multiple collection points. You can export a CSV or upload all the results, all the records to a server, and this is the grid. So this is a basic HTML, and it, other than this upload, it does not make any network requests, so it is totally offline, and whenever you have internet connection you can upload it then. So this is a way to store the data offline and upload it when the internet becomes available. So this is basically it, a very simple form that has okay. Another thing is that you can this is mobile friendly as well. You can see that for smaller screen it does not break up, it works perfectly well, the UI is intact, and you can also use it on the mobile phone as well. So that's basically it. Thank you.